5 citizens are killed in an explosive device planted by terrorists in al-Qaboun neighborhood in Damascus. 1 Lebanese citizen is killed and others wounded in renewed clashes in Beirut and Tripoli. Following the attack that killed 96 Yemeni soldiers, 2 suicide bombers are captured in Sana'a. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our news for today. President Bashar al-Assad has issued decree number 173 of 2012 appointing head and members of the Higher Constitutional Court. The decree names Judge Adnan Zreiq as chairman of the court and judges Ahmad Abdullah, Mustafa Abdulhamid al-Hazouri, Bashir Ibrahim Dabbas, Ruslan Ali Trabulsi Matar, Malik Kamal Sharaf, and Dr. Jamila Musallam al-Sharbaji as members. 5 civilians were killed yesterday and several others were injured at al-Qaboun neighborhood in Damascus. An official source told Sana that an explosive device planted by an armed terrorist group in a restaurant went off, causing the martyrdom of the civilians who were at the site of the explosion. Huge damage was inflicted on the restaurant and a number of neighboring shops and cars. UN observers continue their tour in different cities and towns in Syria. The UN team of observers visited today Al-Mleha area and Damascus countryside. Team members assessed the damage caused by the armed terrorist groups in the area. They also met with many residents there. UN Under Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations Harvey Ladsous expressed satisfaction over the deployment of the UN observers in Syria. In a press conference he held in Damascus, Ladsous considered the UN mission the fastest in the UN history, adding that the number of military monitors reached 270 in addition to 60 civilian observers, and this is the highest number specified by the UN Security Council, adding that the monitors were deployed in Damascus and 7 other Syrian cities.
I do note that, for instance, the International Committee of the Red Cross has been given access to prisons in Aleppo and here in Damascus. We ourselves have some specialists of those issues, so I would hope that the matter can go further, because, let me face again, it is one of the points of the 6-point plan, and the Syrian government reaffirmed its commitment to the 6-point plan.
On his part, General Robert Mood, head of the UN mission to Syria, has said mass media depict a different image of the situation in Syria. He added in a press conference that the UN Assistant Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations, Mr. Ladsous, will go to New York with a different understanding of what he saw and read about concerning Syria. Mood added that he discussed with Ladsous specific tactical issues regarding the monitors' movements, administrative facilitations, the legal framework of the mission's work, and Annan's 6-point plan. He pointed out that the mission's task is the fastest in the history of UN missions due to the good facilities granted by the Syrian government and the contributions of the states taking part in it. He added that the mission is working on building confidence and bridges to facilitate reconstruction and achieve a greater understanding about specific issues in certain places in Syria. The Russian Foreign Ministry stressed that the powers which failed to implement their schemes to destabilize Syria have headed towards neighboring Lebanon, whose government's policy does not appeal to them because it is based on rejecting foreign interference in Syria's internal affairs and finding a peaceful settlement according to the plan of the UN envoy to Syria, Kofi Annan. The Russian Foreign Ministry expressed hope that the Lebanese government would take all necessary measures to restore calmness and maintain civil peace and unity. The statement underscored Russia's deep concern over the mounting tension in Lebanon, calling on Lebanese politicians to adhere to self-control and to shoulder their responsibility during these circumstances in Lebanon and the region. Also in Lebanon, clashes erupted last night in Tripoli and Beirut. Road barricades were erected and violent acts were carried out by armed men from the Future movement along with other extremist members in different parts of the country. At least one person was killed and many others were wounded as a result of the clashes. Gunmen also fired 3 Energa shells on Jabal Mahsin in Tripoli, north of Lebanon. The Lebanese National Information Agency said that the 3 shells hit different neighborhoods in the northern city. Earlier, cautious calm was reported in the areas that witnessed violent attacks and sabotage acts by supporters of the Future movement. Meanwhile, the Lebanese army tightened security measures in the areas affected by tension. Finally, the Foreign and Expatriates Ministry has strongly condemned the terrorist attack carried out by a suicide bomber in al-Sabin Square in Yemeni capital, which resulted in hundreds of deaths and injuries. The ministry stressed that terrorism has neither religion nor country, and that al-Qaeda, which attacked Damascus and other cities recently, has targeted the Yemeni capital of Sana'a, adding that the blood which has been shed in Yemen and the blood that was shed in Syria are one and the same. The ministry offered the sincerest condolences to the government and people of Yemen over the martyrs who fell in the bombing, expressing full solidarity and deepest sympathies with the families of the victims, wishing the wounded a quick recovery and hoping that security and stability will be restored in Yemen. Yemeni military and medical sources confirmed that the terrorist bombing, for which al-Qaeda claimed responsibility, targeted a military parade and resulted in the killing of 96 soldiers and the injury of over 300. With regard to the latest developments in Yemen, a security source said 2 persons in military uniform were captured by the authorities. Each carried an explosive belt that weighed 13 kilograms with the intention of carrying out 2 suicide attacks. With this, we conclude our news bulletin for today. For more information about Syria and the region, you can visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Up next, the latest business and market news with Yerad